everybody, and welcome back to TEUME Tuesday. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Chrissy, and first of all, I just want to say how blessed and how grateful I am to be over here on the Treasure Union YouTube channel with all of the other beautiful, incredible, funny, and amazing TuTubers and other TEUMEs on here. Y'all, I just need to say I am so excited for this week's Teu-tag question and answer, and I want to give a quick shout out to the incredible funniest TEUME I know, KiKiLee, for tagging me in this challenge. So here we go. Okay, the first question we have is, when did you become a treasure maker? Oh, okay, this question. So I know this answer. I remember the very first thing I reacted to of Treasure, of course, it was the Going Crazy performance video, and everyone was all hyped about Treasure. They were trying to get me on the Treasure train, the TEUME train, the Treasure Maker train, and I was like, okay, let me check them out. From the absolute minute that I checked out the Going Crazy performance video, I knew I was in it for the long haul. That is when I kind of watched more of their content. I watched some guides to them and some clips, and I think at the point I decided, at the performance video, when I was reacting to the performance video, I knew that I was already going to stan them. But I think I became like a hardcore, like, in it for the long haul TEUME, right after I reacted to the guides to Treasure. And then it was just all downhill from there, in the best way possible. The second question is, what was your first Treasure music video? And I think what I'm gonna do, I would kind of go and say that Going Crazy was like my first official music video because it was a performance video, but in terms of from when they've actually debuted, of course, that would be Boy. I was here for their debut, and Boy was the first music video of their like debut career that I watched, and I'm still a Boy enthusiast to this day. Question number 3, who caught your attention first? This is going to be a tricky question because there are a few members, and I'm kind of going to group them. I'm going to cheat a little bit and group them because I knew about Junkyu prior to ever reacting to Treasure because I knew him from the memes from Treasure Box, and kind of going into Treasure blindly, I was like, I already know who this one is, and I kind of just like solidified him as the bias for the time being because he was the one that I was familiar with, and he also made me laugh. So Junkyu, and then also Do-young, and I remember a very vivid and specific moment when I was watching the YG Treasure Box videos, like individual clips for all the members. When I was trying to get to know them, Do-young stood out the most to me, and it still does. His was the most memorable for me, and he is seriously just the most talented and amazing, incredible human being ever. So he caught my attention, as well as Junkyu. Question number 4, who is your current bias? This is where I start to panic because I have a trifecta of biases where I have a top 3 that I never sway from, and I kind of just group them into my main 3. However, for the purpose of this question and to be fair, I am going to choose one, and the answer would be Jaehyuk. Jaehyuk is the literal sunshine of my life. He is my angel, my sweet baby, the best boy ever, the most talented, incredible. I could go on. I could go on and on and on about how much I love Jaehyuk. Yes, I'm going to say Jaehyuk is my current bias. Question number 5, who was your bias before? Okay, so once I got into Treasure, once I learned all the members, once I actually chose my bias, or my biases, I guess you could say that my bias before was Asahi, even though he's still my bias now too. But Asahi before, I also just have the absolute most love for Asahi. He is just like the most unique human being ever, and he's so talented and creative, and he really did catch my eye when I started like learning about their personalities and learning about them more and more. So I'm going to stick with that. Asahi was my bias before. This leads me to the 6th question. Who is your bias wrecker? Now, I told you guys I have a trifecta of biases. Yes, I could say Jay is my bias. Yes, Asahi was my bias before, but my bias wrecker, and he will always steamroll, bulldoze, absolutely just plow through anyone else at all times, and that is Hyunsuk, or as I would like to call him, Danny. He is just, I don't know what it is. I could just be existing. I could be living my life. I could be doing nothing, and all of a sudden, bam, there he comes. There's Danny. There's Hyunsuk coming in to ruin my existence. He is an overall, just the aura of that man. Enough said. Question number 7, which member has the same personality as you? This is a really interesting question and a really good question, and I've never actually thought about it fully. However, there are a couple members that I feel like I am a mixture of in terms of personality. I feel like the most closely related to, I am like Jaehyuk, and also on a whole other, like, I have 2 personalities, like how I am to people or just like on a day-to-day basis, and then like in general, like my full authentic self, and it is literally a combination of Jaehyuk and Jihoon because I am very, like, I'm a very warm person. I always love in Jaehyuk how he's just very loving, and he's very warm and kind and soft-spoken, but at the same time, he's got that fire in him. He's got that passion. He gets things done. And Jihoon as well. Jihoon is a very, like, lovable person. He's a very affectionate person, but he's also got the eye of the tiger, and he's funny, sarcastic, and that is how I am more on my day-to-day basis, which people might not actually see if you guys watch my videos, but I am definitely a combination between Jaehyuk and Jihoon. But I'm actually curious, if you all know me and watch my videos or anything, let me know who you think I'm more like, because I'd be curious to know. Question number 8, which is your favorite Treasure Map Season 1 episode? You guys, this is such an easy question because there are 2. I have 2 Treasure Map Season 1 episodes that stick in my brain and I go back to rewatch very often. The first one, episode number 7, specifically because that was the turning point for me biasing Jaehyuk. He literally made me see him in a whole different light. The episode where his graduation, his high school graduation, and the boys like prepare a little ceremony for him for his graduation, and I just loved the episode so much. It made me see the boys in a different light and how just like the bond that they have together. Also, like I said, it was the episode, the turning point where I saw Jaehyuk's personality and I was like, wait a second, I think I'm falling in love. So definitely episode 7. And then also the infamous episode 24, the episode where they do the haunted challenge or the haunted room challenge. I thought it was super funny, just because the absolute drastic contrast between Haruto bawling his eyes out and Asahi treating it like another day at work was just everything to me. So episode 7 and episode 24. Question number 9, fact check or TMI? You guys, there has been so much treasure content and I have been just... Thank you for the constant content from them, because I will never get bored. I always have stuff to watch and react to with y'all. However, that being said, I have not gotten to fact check. I have only watched the TMIs. So for that purpose, I am going to say the TMIs. But I still haven't watched any of the fact check yet. And I'm like, I gotta get on it. So I will be reacting to that hopefully soon. But for the purpose of this question, I'm going to say that TMI over fact check. Question number 10, which was the last treasure song you played? We know after those Japanese versions came out, that's literally all I've been listening to because they just... they hit so different, but I listened to the Japanese version, or what was the last one I listened to? The last one I listened to was the Japanese version of I Love You, because it is so good. Like, it's just so good. It's so good. Question 11, which groups did you stan before Treasure? For those of you who do not know me, I am also a multi-stan. So there are a lot of groups that I stan before Treasure. Some of those groups including 17, The Boys, ATEEZ, SHINee, X1, and there's a few others as well. But to be completely honest, I was not expecting Treasure to just jump to the very top after me kind of watching that one going crazy performance, and then they just did. They became pretty much my number one on my stan list. So I am just so blessed and grateful for these boys, and I would not, like, I literally just don't know who I would be. I don't know the person that I would be without Treasure in my life, especially with all the incredible, beautiful TEUMEs that I have met while standing these boys. It's just the most incredible and beautiful family, so I'm just so grateful and blessed. Question number 12 is, which member shares the same zodiac sign as you? I love this question so much because I really love astrology and I study astrology in my spare time. So I'm like really pumped about this question. However, the one member that shares the same zodiac sign as me in Treasure is Jiyoon. Jiyoon and I are both Pisces. My Pisces baby boy, my Pisces twin. Shout out to all my Pisces. Y'all are the real ones. And also, it is Pisces season. So happy Pisces season, everybody. However, I feel like that is probably why I think that Jiyoon and I are pretty close when it comes to personality, or why I feel like I have a lot of the same traits as Jiyoon. Maybe it's because we're both Pisces. Number 13 is, share your favorite picture of your bias. Enough said. Enough said. Next question. Number 14, show your favorite group picture of Treasure. You guys, there is one picture that comes to my mind with this question, and it is this one. First of all, the absolute pastel suits. The pastel suits, they look so rich, they look so expensive. I love the colors in this photo. It's one of like my absolute favorite group photos of them. They just look so expensive, but they look youthful as well, and it's just my favorite photo ever. Rich kings. Question number 15 is, which members' fan cams are your favorite? This is once again another really good question, and here's the tea on this one. I have watched pretty much every single fan cam for every single performance that these boys have done on a live stage, and there are a couple members that have really just surprised me and caught my eye. And from the very beginning, I have said, and I have been such a huge advocate for this boy, Jungwon. Jungwon's fan cams, he is so impressive on stage, especially for being the youngest. He embodies the performances so well. His facial expressions, the power in his dance moves. Every time I watch a Jungwon fan cam, I just have to like praise him because I'm like, this boy is so talented. I always say that he is literally like the dark horse in Treasure, and I will stick by it. Also, another one, we have Do-young. I mean, Do-young is insane. His dance ability is crazy. This is probably why I was like such a huge fan of him prior to really getting into Treasure, like as soon as I was learning them, because his dancing just caught my eye, and he has like this fierce look in his eyes when he dances. It's crazy. And then of course my baby, especially as of recently, Hyunsuk, with the My Treasure era. His fan cams for My Treasure are literally like, if you are ever in a bad mood or if you're ever sad, go put on a fan cam of Hyunsuk for My Treasure, and I promise you your day will be instantly the best day of your life, because there is no way you can watch without just smiling. His smile, he's having so much fun on stage. He's always giving like the most energy and charisma, and he's just the best boy ever. So definitely those three, which catch my eye more frequently. Everyone is amazing, but those three for sure. Question number 16 is, what is your favorite award show performance? And without a doubt, it is the Seoul Music Awards. Slow motion, you guys. I watched that performance and I felt like I was at a concert. I teared up. I got really emotional because Just imagine it was like they were at their own concert throughout that entire performance, and they gave 3,000%, and they were having the time of their lives. And especially with slow motion, I started thinking about, you know, especially due to the COVID situation happening right now, I started feeling like, well, I wonder what it's going to be like for them to perform in front of actual like treasure makers or like TEUMEs once this whole COVID situation is over. And I started to get really emotional about it. So it was definitely the most remembered performance for me, simply because of that. And also just because I love slow motion so much. So it was definitely my favorite award show performance. Question number 17, what is your favorite treasure B-side? Once again, it is slow motion. I really did not think that anything could take Orange, the place of Orange, because Orange was my song. That was my favorite B-side, and I was like, oh, that's the queen, like nothing's gonna beat it. And then slow motion came around, and I was like, well, you have some competition. Slow motion is such, I just can't. The fact that Treasure and these boys can do any genre of music and make it sound so ethereal and beautiful and gorgeous and just deliver a performance so grand and beautiful for everything, for every sound, is wild. But slow motion is seriously just the most beautiful song ever. I elevate whenever I listen to it. And it is a beautifully composed and written track. Question number 18, which is your favorite Treasure title track? And that is so easy because it is Boy. I don't even have to think about it. I don't know if it's because I was here for the start of their debut career and Boy was their first title track. It kind of has a special place in my heart, but also the choreography. Like, I have drilled that choreo into my brain so much that I find myself doing it at like the most random times throughout the day, and it is literally the most memorable for me. I love it. The music video was insane. The song was insane, and I remember like the specifics of the day and the time that I watched it and was like, oh my god, like they are going to be superstars. Like they are going to be just absolute, they're going to take over the world. Treasure effect. And I was not wrong. However, it was so memorable for me that I have to say Boy was my favorite. Question number 19, which is your favorite Treasure album? Hold on. This one right here. Obviously, the First Step, Treasure Effect. Why? Because it is a compilation of all of the incredible music that they have made throughout their career so far. It is literally, this is the album, y'all. This is the one and only album. Like, the one and only. It's so gorgeous. Not only that, not only because it's like, you know, it's all of their music, but it also has, you know, like the look of it. Like, come on. Come on, free promo. I am going to leave question 20 open to tag some beautiful TuTubers, Amy and Evelyn, over on Ames in Every Act, to also take part in the Teu-tag challenge. And once again, I just want to say thank you so much to the hysterical and incredible KiKiLee for tagging me in this. And once again, thank you so much to Treasure Union for having me on this channel. And thank you so much for all that you were doing for the boys. We literally cannot thank you enough. And my heart is so full seeing all of your hard work and all of the time and effort you put into these boys. Once again, y'all, please don't forget to subscribe to Treasure Union for more TuTuber content and Treasure content, and also don't forget to like. I love y'all. Thank you so much for watching, and happy TEUME Tuesday! Bye!